beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, pork, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat, you name it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Big Things Kentucky. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Semifinals, baby.
Had no fear. Big Things Kentucky is here. I'm Coach B, my man, Ozai Mitchell. Of course, Coach TB's on assignment. Coach Truck was good.
Baby, it's turkey time. You know
What's your favorite side dish?
Mine, oyster casserole, man. I don't know about y'all.
You 75?
Hey, that don't matter, man.
Are you 75? That's great. My grandmother.
So we gonna say greens?
Hey, man, I'm just saying. Give me some old stuffing.
Yeah, dressing me. Dressing.
Yeah, dressing balls. Dressing balls. Put that gravy on there.
Cranberry jello. What are y'all, 115? Hey, I gotta do.
What's the casserole?
Hey,
that's why I say you watch your shows, don't you? That's what you say. I watch my show. My show come on tonight.
Yeah, the football game. Well, the one thing about the semifinals is the Thanksgiving practices.
I gotta cut you off. First time in 2 years, I ain't gonna be able to 10 one of my defenders. We've been there for 2 years.
You can come to Douglas. We're going to Douglas. We got Sayer.
Anyway.
We got LCA. Lexington Catholic.
I go see LCA. LCA is my second home. I go see LCA.
I'm hitting them out.
Like
donuts. You got free donuts and drinks.
Because you're a bear in the trash can. You can wherever food's there. You ever go with the Tennessee, see the bear in the trash can? That's him.
I'm sleeping in. I don't know about that. I'm sleeping in.
You sleeping in?
I work too much.
Well, you got 37 jobs.
Yeah, I work too much. All right. Well, let's look back at last week, man. I think last week was down go Frazier. You know what I'm saying? We had some big upsets last week. Definitely, man. Ryle
is good.
Ryle is good. Yeah. Ryle is real good, man. And then the two schools go on the road, LCA and Catholic, to go on the road and
big win.
Do what they did in Mayfield and Bell County, and big things, gentlemen. Big things.
Sayer, brought Pikeville to the city and beat the bully on the block.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't pick them. Got nerve to wear their hat again.
What you talking about, baby? We winning, we riding. Let's go Spartans, baby. I got you, Steve. I got you, baby. I got you.
We can start a ring worm and wear it. But like I said, man, it's funny because you see the northern teams doing better than they have in a while, and you see the mountain teams kind of, falling to the wayside a little bit. Of course, you got Beachwood coming this week at LCA. It's going to be another tough one.
But we can't forget the biggest of all. Covington Catholic. Knocking off Bull County.
Okay. And shout out to Coach Eddie Everson, big win for Cub County.
That's my coach.
Like he said.
You know what I'm saying? I got his autograph at the house back when he played for the Horsemen, coach. I used to take Desmond to the game.
Yeah, we always go to the game. They was almost free. They was more games. All right.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm just happy them referees got out of there safely, man.
They probably getting death threats and everything there, boy.
Man, speaking of, getting out safely, you know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at these standings real quick. Woo-hoo, yes, sir, baby. I done walked him. Y'all see it. What you gonna say? Hey, man, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. Hey, you all right. Hey, and here we go. Down the stretch they go. We still got some of us anyway. Some of us.
Anyway, man, shout out to Ozai, please do what you gotta do to beat some cat. Please, Lord, please, guys.
I think you're gonna pick with me so you can try to keep
I'm he think he's Nostradamus, like step out of here. I mean, he ain't won nothing so long. I mean, shoot, he got to read. All he did start adding bonus games in the first week, trying to catch up.
And I don't need these no more because I'm in the front. I don't need these no more, player.
Man, shout out to Davion Sturgis from Woodford County, committed to EKU over the weekend. Shout out to him. I think we're going to start seeing more kids their commitments. So
yes.
Shout out to all these young men. Make sure you let us know. We'll post on the page and definitely give you a shout out.
Congrats, young fella. All right, here we go. On to the semifinals. And I guess this week.
And I guess this week, world renowned, internationally known Player bro him with the Kango on keeps a nice Kango on. Man, Kango game is nice. I tell you. Our guy, friend of the program, Jared Peck. Jared, first off, man, I want to thank you, man, for always supporting and coming on, man. Anytime we need it, texting me and truck back and forth. We have a good time, man. Some new messages, man. We appreciate you. Jared Peck covers everything high school sports, from badminton to a dice game and Henry Clay bathroom.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah, he covers it all.
Stay out of our bathrooms over Henry Clay.
Nah, Jared Peck, man, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you, sir.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right. Now, as we get ready for this week, first of all, we want to know you will be our guest picker this week. If you happen to have the highest winning percentage, we'll bring you back to pick the championship.
Oh, is that right?
But you pick them all anyway. So
I pick them every week anyway, whether I win or lose.
Yes, sir. So, just real quick, man, your thoughts on last week. We kind of brushed over it a little bit. You know, we got some big wins. Like, down goes Frazier was my anything for that week.
That's right. Covington Catholic beating Boyle County was an eye-opener. And, I mean, not only did that knock out the four-time defending champion, but it might have thrown the Mr. Football race up in the air because,
Really?
KFCA has not picked a Mr. Football that hasn't been in the state final since they've been picking a Mr. Football.
See?
So Montaven Quisenberry has an advantage that he has 2 rings in his pocket, and he's on that Boyle County team. But Jack James for Paducah Tillman is going to own every career record. If they win this weekend, he will own every career passing record there is just about in the state. He's already got passing TDs by a ton. He's going to pass in attempts, completions, and yardage probably this Friday night.
So, in your opinion, is Mr. Football a career achievement award or the best player of the year award?
Well, we have to ask the coaches about that because now they're the only ones that pick. Media used to be the media's picking. Now it's not that anymore because we couldn't keep it up, couldn't keep our stuff together on that. But I think it's kind of both. I mean, you've got to impress your senior year, and you've got to have a resume. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, if anybody's going to be able to do it without being in a state final, I think it's Tavy. He can do it. But there are a lot of qualified candidates out there. Anybody who wins a state finals MVP, and we're talking the Brady Atwills, Jack James kind of players, they're in the hunt.
All right, so does a kid like Brock Kaufman or Luke Benton, do they have a shot?
If they win, if their team wins the state championship and they win an MVP, they've got a shot. I'd say because they're at a smaller school, it'll be a longer shot. But because we've had, Pikeville's had some incredible players and, won MVPs and hasn't really been up there in the conversation. But I think they've been finalists before. But there's a shot. But you've got to win a state champion and win MVP.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Here we go. Semifinals, Jared. Man, we got some good ones. We got some historic ones. We got up first 1A, Campbellsville 11-2 at my 13-0 Sayre Spartans. How you feeling about that one, Jared?
Well, I think if Sayre can beat Pikeville and the way Pikeville's been in the last few years, even if this was a down Pikeville team, beating Pikeville, Pikeville's been on another level. Pikeville and Raceland have been 2 touchdowns better than everybody in Class A. And now seeing that Sayre has beaten Pikeville, now it's for real now. And I think at home with that offense and the defense, I've got the Spartans.
Yeah, I like the way you think. I'm going to Sayre too, my Spartans. Yes, sir. Now you're going to pick them. You didn't take them last week, man.
I didn't take them last week either.
You Jared. Coach Pennington, Steve, those two. And this is the thing. I talked to Coach, and it was Coach Pennington. I talked to Coach Pennington right before we shot because I got my hat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bet he knew if you was going to do it, he wouldn't have gave you a guy.
That's my coach. Who y'all picking?
Hey, I'm riding with the Spartans again. I've been with them all year, man. Let's go. Spartans for the win.
Sparta! Give me them Spartans. All right, here's another one. All right, LCA 11-2 at Beechwood 12-1. This is pretty much kind of like a perennial game. We see this every year just about.
Well, we've seen it in the playoffs quite a bit. They usually play. They've only played in the last 20 years in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the last 3 times they played for a state title.
Yeah.
Beechwood has won all of those, all of them in heartbreaking fashion by less than one score.
Yeah.
And now the LCA has to go to Fort Mitchell. So they went to Mayfield last week, going to Fort Mitchell this week for Beechwood. That's tough. That's really tough. And they've had an amazing season. I don't know, I would be happy for them if they won, but I'm not sure they can go up to Beechwood after going to Mayfield and do that again.
Okay, let me ask you a question real quick so we'll try and get through. What's Beechwood's schedule look like? Does Beechwood have a tough schedule?
Beechwood doesn't play anybody the whole year. They play Covenant Catholic. They play 2 teams that can beat them, and then their district schedule is a bunch of people that they blow away.
To the pool.
But that hasn't mattered. I mean, LCA has been beating Gorillas every year. They've been playing Gorillas every year the entire regular season. Beechwood plays nobody. They get to the game, and it's still like for like and flip a coin. And this game will be, I think this game will be close, and it'll come down to one player or another. LCA hasn't shown me over the years that they can make that play in that big spot.
We know what
they blew out Mayfield. They were too much for Mayfield. Can they do it like for like against Beechwood? We'll see. But I've got the Tigers right now.
Okay, Beechwood for Jared. So you're saying Beechwood's schedule was like Sarah, you know what I'm saying? As Sarah,
yeah, and it's year in and year out. I mean, they don't really play anybody that can compete with them, but they're Beechwood. I mean, they're 7-time state champions for a reason. And their regular season schedule does not matter.
So you're gonna do Sarah like that? You're gonna pat him on the back and kick him in the butt?
No, because this has been the conversation about Sarah all year.
Your conversation.
Yeah.
So be it. It is what it is.
So Beechwood goes up against Covenant Catholic every single year. So you can't say that they're dodging anybody. There's just nobody up there really that can. They're not playing Ryle and
I'm gonna tell you this. Jared is right. LCA beat Gorillas year after year, and they continue to beat Gorillas this year. I'm going LCA. This got to be the year. Like I said, them teams and state champions, close game, missed field goal here or there, some bad plays. This is the year LCA get done. I think they're on a mission. Let's go LCA.
I'm going LCA too because I hear what you're saying, Jared, but I just feel like getting that Mayfield win, we just exercising demons.
Yeah.
And like my coach say, I'm mess it up, so I'm just going to go in and cut it in right here.
You've heard the old saying, you all probably heard me say it before, the 2 things that dies in November, dogs that plays in the road and teams that cannot run the football,
We not dogs that play in the road. Let's go LCA. We run the ball.
Man,
Jared, messed your pick up.
No. Because like I said, it's tough to go on the road in the playoffs and win. And I know they went on the road last week, just like Catholic went on the road.
This ain't that far either.
Yeah, they had to go a whole day before that last week. This time they get to leave Friday after school.
I got to catch up. I'm taking Beechwood.
Shout out to Chase Flathery. Had 142 rush yards and 3 touchdowns. So Jared, they do run the ball and pass the ball.
Yeah. I think LCA is better built than past years because they don't toss it around as much. Those tosses have been pick sixes before. I mean, they've been taking chances in the passing game in past years because they've had a better QB that they wanted to trust. This year, Saxon Howard doesn't throw it as much, and they've got that offensive line that can move just about everybody.
And that's what scared me the most is that offensive line. That offensive line is doggone good, man.
Stay fair.
But I gotta catch up. Sorry, LCA, you gotta catch up.
Messing with this pitch, y'all. All right, up next, 3A. We got my Lexington Catholic Knights, Jared. We on a 7-game winning streak, traveling to Cal.
No, let me take this one first. Let me take this one first because I told you, them athletes at Cal.
You said I picked Cal too, though. There was only one person picked Central.
I was Central. I was trying to.
Cadillac showed up and the tire was flat.
Hey. Them Cadillacs are rolling on white walls, them Daytons. Yeah. Come on. Give me that mustard and mayonnaise. Give me them Cal. Give me Cal.
Okay.
Give me Cal.
I'm wrapping over. Take Cal on there. I think Cal at home is going to be tough. Catholic, great season. Like Coach Truck said, what you got through that dog schedule? You've been on the road since. Give me Cal.
Now, Lexington Catholic gave LCA quite a.
They did the year before too.
Yes.
And LCA bit up on Cal.
And LCA beat Cal.
Beat up on them.
So
Cal is not the same this year as they were last.
and Cal is not the same as they were this year. Ooh, I'm feeling it. Nah, give me Cal. Jerry,
I'm going to take Cal as well. I mean, I wish the Lexington Catholic the best, but in these games, while it's better for me, like readership wise, if all the Lexington teams win,
right.
It's tougher for me to pick them to win in games where it feels like that's a little bit much for them. Now, Lexington Catholic going down to Bell County and getting that win and just completely shutting down Bell County was very impressive. And that's kind of what Cal did to Bell County last year. So I think it will be a good game, and it will be better than the 43-8 that was last year. Absolutely, I think it'll be a better game, and that if it's down to Cal having to run it, that run defense for Lexington Catholic, goal line stands. They've had to goal line stand after goal line stand this year. They are tough, but I'm not sure they're that team this year.
All right, on to another tough one. Great Cross is 10-3. My Warhouse, baby. At Ryle 11-2. Some might say Ryle is kind of looked at as the favorite to take it all in 6A. How are you feeling about this one?
I don't know about that. I don't know if there's a favorite to take it on 6A.
Jerry said not so fast.
I think that Great Crossing, amazing what they've been able to do this year, beating Manual, knocking off the number one, when everybody thought it was Manual's this year to take after what they've done this season. But I think, going up to them, they haven't beaten Ryle yet since they've been district rivals. Ryle is on a roll. I think Ryle still gets the win.
Well, like I said earlier in the show, Ryle is real, real, real good. And Great Crossing going on the road, man. It's something about being at home in the playoffs. And to me, I just feel a certain way about that. I'm going with Ryle.
Oh, my man, Coach Ricky Bowling, I stopped by and picked up my decal and go on my helmet right here. Great Crossing, you know what I'm saying? We had a long talk, me and my coach, Coach Bowling. We need to get him a billboard in Georgetown now because I think he's the next mayor of Georgetown. Coach Ricky Bowling. You got my vote, Coach. Hey, I just like the way, the physicality and the way they run the ball. I understand there may be a little bit of an injury situation at Ryle. Their star player, he only played defense last game. He did not play offense. Give me Great Crosses for the upset. Let's go, Warhawks. I like the way they run the ball.
I'm going to tell you what. It's convincing there, Coach. I ain't going to lie.
I talked to
my pick's going to be a sentimental pick. Because I got two young men that play for me at MLK. That's my quarterback, Teron Lewis, a.k.a. Tootie Lou, and Juju Hill, a.k.a. Juju the Speedster. He plays my running back. He was tough. Play receiver now. So I'm going Great Crossing for the upset, Coach. I'm going Great Crossing.
I see you, Coach.
They minds think alike.
You can't catch up anyway. So.
Hey,
Damn.
how you really feel.
he just throwing bolos.
Joe did.
Our final game for our area, we got a biggie. We've seen this. Douglas 9-3 at Trinity 11-2. How y'all feeling on this one?
I've been saying it all year long. Composure and penalties. You have to keep your composure. What Douglas did last week was just I can't even find the words to think. You know what I'm saying to say. It was not good. It was not pretty. You give up almost 200 yards in penalties. That's atrocious. That's awful. And if you're expecting to go on the road to play a Trinity team and expect to win, giving up those type of yards and penalties, it's not going to happen. And it's been going on all year long. So with that being said, give me Trinity.
I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to say this. I'm going to play devil's advocate. Is it like we talked about earlier, is it a culture of saying, look, we got to be nasty than the next man? We got to be more aggressive than the next man. Are the refs quick to put a whistle on them because they see too much? Are they doing too much? You know what I'm saying? This is the thing about you. We bred this culture in these kids to be aggressive and do this, do that. And then they catching flags. Yes, the excesses some of them are. But, I think it's just Douglas being Douglas, being a bully. But with that being said, give me Trinity.
Up to me now?
if you want to, I'm going Douglas. I'm riding my Broncos. They 5 Broncos, baby. They hate us. Get them, y'all. Hate us. That's what they are. They don't believe. I got it. Ride or die, baby.
I've said this all year. Douglas, if they keep their composure and they win the turnover battle, are better than any team in the state. But they cannot do it. They haven't shown me that they can stop the penalties. They haven't shown me they can't keep from turning it over. They've turned it over in big spots against good teams. When it's like for like, you have to win the turnover battle and you have to hold your penalties down in like for like games. In normal games where they're just plowing over everybody, they can make 196 yards in penalties and commit 2 turnovers and still beat somebody 36 to whatever. But against Trinity, against Male, against those teams, that's a tougher ask. And they've got to call down the mistakes. Doing that on the road last year, they tied the game right at the end of the game, in basically a rock fight the entire game. And then they just lost because they couldn't make one play in overtime. I think people talk about Douglas not being the same this year as last year. Douglas is still a monster. They only lost that. Trinity got the ball inside the 20 every scoring drive against Douglas at the farm, earlier this season, the second week of the season. Every scoring drive, anytime that Trinity got the ball in normal field position, they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, struggle.
But so, we had 1 1-yard punt, 1 negative 1-yard punt, and 2 fumbles inside the 20, and they only lost 23-13 and really had a chance to get back in that game in the fourth quarter. So do I think Frederick Douglass can win this week? Yes. Do I think that they're going to shoot themselves in the foot? Probably. I got Trinity.
Well, what I'm saying, like Jay said, we all think Douglas has a shot to win this game because they have the athletes in them. No, I'm saying, no, it doesn't matter if we pick them or not. We all think they have a shot to win, but there's ancillary parts that goes along with that, and they just haven't shown the discipline to be able to hold their water when it's time to hold their water.
I mean, they still got D1 talent. Talbert's always committed, I think, with Ohio. Then you got Jackson Dow's going to Ball State. What's going to Ball State? Jackson Dow commissioned Western. Avion's Western Michigan. So I mean, they still D1. They still Douglas. But like you said, like both of you gentlemen said, penalties have killed them. And I watched that in double games.
Trinity. Moving right along, baby. Next, we got our bonus game. All right, so we just gonna pick the rest of these semifinals games. Up first, we got Raceland 9-4 at KCD 10-2. Last game, Raceland did what Raceland does. I'm looking for a repeat of that. Give me the Rams. I just, like you said, Raceland they're a bully. This is bully.
I'm going to Raceland Rams as well. Give me Raceland.
It's tradition with me, and Raceland's been the bully on the block in Class A, so I'm going Raceland.
Raceland.
All right. Next up, we got our old friends again, Buford.
Somerset. I didn't think you had it in you, Somerset. Good win last week, Somerset. But come on, Owensboro Catholic, let's go.
Hey, they got, what's the quarterback's name?
Brady Atwell.
Probably one of the best quarterbacks in this state. Well,
that's going to play baseball. He's going to play baseball too.
Yeah, he just signed what?
Western,
yeah. So with that being said, Somerset, man, y'all, I picked against you last week. I apologize, but guess what? I'm picking against you again this week. Give me Owensboro Catholic.
Why you keep patting people on the back? Then kick me on the butt. That's what I do. Boom, kick me side on the back.
Yeah, I think the Aces are just on a mission to get back to Kroger, and I think their offense is just a little much for Somerset. But man, Somerset's coming. It's going to happen soon.
They're getting back, ain't they?
Yeah, they are coming back. It's nice to see the jumpers back, though. I love it.
LC, you don't have to see them no more, do they? And
that original mascot.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. LC ain't got to see him for a while. So,
and I love the little rabbit mascot. Shout out to my jump.
The facilities down there.
Nice. I love that field.
The facilities.
Now, we got one, I guess they're going to rack up. I don't know. You can't get frequent flyer miles, but, maybe credit card miles or something.
Greyhound mail.
Belfry at Union County. I say this one's. They say what? It's almost 400 miles between them.
6 hours and 21 minutes if they don't stop.
Yeah, how did that happen?
That's RPI.
Well, you know that's
RPI. But you know the RPI system is maligned because it does stuff like this. We've got Belfry at Union County. We got Corbin at Tillman. Those are huge distance games. But also, I mean, they can't have 50-0 blowouts at Kroger Field. So it just works out.
Yeah.
This is the way. If you're going to seed the tournament, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Now, one thing about it, they're going to take that 6-hour trip and get there. And the way both of these teams run the ball, the game is not going to be long. So get there early and sit down. Because this is run. This is 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jaron Johnson.
Yeah.
2,200 yards rushing on the season.
For the season?
For the season.
That's a nice career.
He's had a nice one.
Now, Jared, I don't know. Do you think Union can knock off perennial power Belfry?
There's a reason why Belfry is successful in the postseason every year because they start facing teams that haven't seen them every year, week in and week out, like their competition down there does. Belfry always starts out like 0-4 or 1-5 or whatever they are, and then they get to the playoffs, and then people get a load of that offense and don't know where the ball is. It's kind of like playing Sky County. What's happening here?
Mm-hmm.
So it takes you a quarter just to figure out the speed because your scout team doesn't run that offense like they're running it. So they're just a load in the playoffs for teams who don't really ever see that kind of play before. And I think that I got the Pirates again. I mean, Union County has had a great season, and it would everybody in the state be pretty excited except for the people in Pike County about Union County beating Belfry? I think they would, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm riding with him. Give me Belfry too.
All right, matey. I'm riding with Jared. Give me a Belfry.
Here we go. You gonna make up some ground?
Well,
how bad you want?
You heard Jared.
You either go.
I'm only a game behind, so I've already picked against him twice. I don't think I need to pick against him the third time.
You need some distance though.
Oh, I'm good. It's fluid.
So you taking Belfry?
I'm taking Belfry, but that 6-hour drive, man, that's scary, man. I hope they leave the day before.
I think it's a lot of hotels in Union County, though. Is
I hope it's enough to hold a football team.
That should be all right. We'll be all right.
All right, now we got in 4A, Covington Catholic coming off of that big upset, knocked off one giant. Now they're going to have to go travel and knock off the other giant in Franklin County, who was 12-0 undefeated. This is their first time meeting. Can they keep that momentum going? Or does Coach James do what Coach James been doing?
Let me ask a question to this panel. If you Franklin County, was you more happy about that win than you was your own win? They are gone. God, thank you, Lord.
But you getting a tough cab, though.
I don't care. I'm riding, but I don't say this often because I hate when this person says it all the time. But this is my coach, Coach Eddie James. Give me the Franklin County Flyers. I hate his guts saying this all the time. This is my coach, Eddie James, and I mean that. God, dog, give me Franklin County.
Hey, I'm agreeing with him. That's my coach. I told you I was going to pick you, baby. Let's go Flyers.
I'll go. I think Franklin County can win this game. I mean, people underestimate Franklin County at their peril. They've been in the state semifinals, I think, each of the last 5 years under Eddie James. So I think they can win. I think Covington Catholic had a great game last week. Can they do it 2 weeks in a row against a defense that's almost as tough as Bull County's? We're going to find out. I think Franklin County's defense might be – they could probably handle that. So we're going to find out. Would it shock me that Covington Catholic wins? No, it wouldn't shock me that Covington Catholic wins on the road. But I got to pick Franklin County here.
All right. Ozone?
This one right here is the coin toss.
Coin toss part 3.
Because it takes some gumption to come to Boyle County and knock those guys off, man. And to do it in the fashion that they did it in, stopping that high-powered offense that Boyle County has. Franklin County has a high-powered offense as well. Heads, tough calf, tails, Franklin. Give me Cupcake.
All right. I like that talk.
I like Franklin County.
I mean,
District Franklin County.
we're at the state semifinals. A lot of these games are coin flips.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, now we get the other traveling
Franklin
game.
County. I like Franklin County.
Now we get the other long distance game. We get Corbin and Paducah Tillman.
Yeah.
This might be a bigger coin flip game as any of them, I think, as far as how we gonna see this one. I'm lost, y'all. You got the distance. Paducah Tillman's kind of been on a tear. They might be the other giant left. I'm gonna take Paducah Tillman on this one. I like Paducah Tillman.
Coach Truck, I'm with you, man. Paducah Tillman is tough, man. And it's that distance, man. I know I was contradicting myself earlier, but this distance with Corbin going to Paducah Tillman, going east to west, and you're losing an hour. I'm going Paducah Tillman.
Professor?
I think Paducah Tillman here because, people forget Jack James has been quarterback for 5 years now.
Yeah.
He's a COVID carryover. And as a freshman, he was in the state finals. He was at Kroger Field playing as a freshman against Belfry, and they almost won that game. He's got two guys going to one got a UK offer and the other's committed to UK that he can throw to. He's been throwing it all over the field. Like I said, he's going to be the all-time leader in like 5 passing quarter categories going up there, and they can still run it a little bit too. We saw Corbin this year when they played Douglas. I'm not sure. There's 2 teams in the state who have had or have really the stingiest defense. One is Sayre, who only gives up like 5 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
The other is Paducah Tillman. They only give up like 8 points a game. So that defense is pretty good, and they score almost the most of everybody in the state. So I got the Blue Tornado.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'll tell you what, though, this is going to be a great game of watching people throwing the ball.
I ain't gonna
This will
lie.
be entertaining.
I had my heart set going one way. Jared, that made me feel bad. I go Paducah Tillman. I'm sorry, Corbin. I still think he's gonna be tough.
Well,
No,
take Corbin. Take Corbin. It don't matter what you against. What you holding back for?
Come on.
Hey, man, go to your heart, not your head.
At this point, anyway, it don't matter.
Hey, yeah, it's a coin flip.
It is a coin. I threw the coin over there though.
I can't even see
It's
myself.
something out to do. It's something out to do. I got
I'm a Paducah native, so I was in the Paducah independent school system as an elementary school, but I moved out to the county
There's
as
a
a
home cooking and going on.
middle school. So, but Blue Tornado.
All right, now we got the bigger schools. We got Highlands 11-2. This is Battle of the North. At Cooper 13-0. I don't know. I think Cooper got him early in this. I'm a Cooper. I'm sorry. I think Cooper is determined to get back and do what they do.
I've been liking Cooper all year. I think whoever Cooper's played in our area, I think I've taken Cooper. So I'm taking Cooper. Yeah, Cooper.
Give me Highlands for the upset. At Cooper.
Now you want to take an upset.
I like Highlands though. But
Every game between Highlands and Cooper has been one possession for the last however many times they've done it. I'm going Highlands.
Boom. I know I picked right then. I know I picked right.
Go with him.
We're going to go down. We're going down together. We're going down together.
Don't go with him, Jerry. He's already down. Don't go with him.
Hey,
Time
I
tell,
missed 6
man.
games last week. I don't mind losing. I mean, I'm great. I'm happy for whoever wins.
It's good, Jay. It's all right.
And now we're going to finish up our bonus picks with the Western rivalry. I guess this is kind of like a bittersweet game because it's kind of like the end of a rivalry as far as the playoff goes. Bowling Green 11-2 is South Warren 12-1. South Warren will be moving up next year, so we definitely won't see this in the playoffs. But they've been going at it. It seems like every year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cisco
How are you
Bryant.
feeling about this one?
The fighting Cisco Bryants.
I can tell you that in this rivalry that's only been a decade old, really.
Yeah.
Bowling Green has swept this series twice when they played regular season playoff. South Warren's done it once, and they've each gotten a revenge game once. And I think this might be time for the revenge game with South Warren winning the regular season. I think the defending 5A champions win the rematch against South Warren.
You taking Bowling Green?
I'm taking Bowling Green.
It was 28-24 earlier this year.
It was a close game.
It
Yeah.
was close, and it was at Bowling Green.
Yeah, and I think they knew they were going to play each other again. So as well, and the experience that Bowling Green has, They have more players that've been farther than Southmore has.
that'll
I think,
test
a little bit, but not taking away from anything Coach Smith down there in Southmore. I mean, it's going to be tough to get that win. But again, for the coin flip and the revenge factor, I think Bowling Green gets it.
I'm going Bowling Green. That's my coach. You know what I'm saying? Them my purples, baby.
Give me South Warren.
So you picking out of spite, man. You just picking out of spite.
South Warren.
Beat a team twice in one season is tough. And the thing is, it was a close game, 28-24, like I said earlier. I think I'm going to go with the Perks. Give me the Perks. Give me Bowling Green.
Hey, well, that's it for this week. Our semifinal week, Jared. I know you got. Where are you going, man? It's a bunch of good ones.
We're going to cover every Lexington team. I'm going to Trinity. Cam Drummond, who is our UK recruiting writer, he's going up to Beechwood. Carolina, UK women's writer, she's in Nashville right now with the UK women's team.
Okay.
She's going to Louisville for the Lexcat Cal game.
Okay.
And then we got Josh Moritz there.
Hey, welcome back, Josh Moore.
Josh been getting a lot of what that is.
And we'll be posting on X.com or formerly Twitter as the highlights come on. Josh does highlights just every 20 seconds. I can't do that, but it's going to be a fun weekend.
Be sure y'all check him out at HL Preps. Anything else before we get out of here?
Thanks for joining us, Jared. Man, it's always a pleasure, brother.
It's been great.
Cool.
Man, as always, you should be a living donor. I'm Coach Bew, my man Ozan Mitchell, Coach TB on assignment, Coach Truck.
Peace.